Meeting someone new here. This guy's been on Facebook with a little while for me. It is his very first time here at Oswego and his very first Super DIRT Week, as a competitor. He was there at Syracuse to watch. Phil DeFiglio is with us right now. He spent the year at Albany Saratoga running a pro stock. I'm going to use the exact words he used to describe his season. Ungodly terrible was what he said. Airborne twice, flipped, had a big flip out there at Glenridge in a series race. So how we doing today here?
We're doing all right. We were hoping to get some racing in today, but I guess Dirt Week has always been temperamental anyways when it comes to weather. So I guess we're going to have to wait until tomorrow to get on the track.
That's right. We're in the island area here. This is where you watch the bands. You getting on stage later tonight? Did you bring your instrument?
Probably not.
No? Okay. So he will not be doing that. So how long have you been racing?
Oh, on and off, God, since like 97.
Mm-hmm.
Took a 5 or 6 year break from 15 until about 2 years ago to work on my business,
Gotcha.
build my business. And then we were able to make enough money to come back and do it the way I always wanted to do it.
Gotcha. What's your business?
We own, my business partner and I own 2 repair shops, and we do some real estate.
Where are you?
Boston Spa.
Boston Spa. What do they call it? Michael's Automotive? That's
Michael's
you?
Automotive, yeah.
Okay, so if you guys are looking, tell them you saw him here. I'll give you a special deal, special Doug's deal. We'll see if we can work that out for you.
I can work that out.
Why was it ungodly terrible? What made it that way?
We just had bad luck.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping we used up all of our bad luck this season, and maybe next season will be better. But yeah,
Well, then maybe Super DIRT Week will be without bad luck.
That would be
Hopefully, you won't have a bad
fantastic.
story about that.
That would be fantastic.
My first Super DIRT Week was great.
The car's been wrecked a lot this year.
Yeah.
We've had the rear end torn out of it twice.
Oh, no.
We've gone through 3 rear ends in the car. It's just been a very expensive, very costly, excruciatingly exhausting season.
It sounds like I could have used that in the intro too. Exhaust.
Kind of
Exhausting.
hoping and can't kind of wait for it to be over with.
Okay.
But we're plugging through, and we're gonna make it to the end right through Charlotte.
So a lot of people who would have a season like you had would say, "I'm not going to Super DIRT Week. I'm going to call it a season." Why'd you want to come?
I wanted to finish the series. We started the series last year.
Oh, okay.
Last year we didn't get a chance to because we wrecked a car multi-massive weekend and could not get the spare car together in time. Ended up getting it together to take it to Charlotte. First time in a brand new car in coils. We went from leafs to coils and drove all the way to Charlotte with it, and it actually ran very well.
Yeah.
And that car is taking a beating this year.
Okay, and we're still on the coils. Leaf springs are long gone, right?
Yep.
What was that like? I've talked to people who have made that adjustment because there were a lot of people who waited almost as long as they could until they got sick of seeing the coil cars go by.
Honestly, we unloaded in Charlotte, and it was, for the most part, a brand new car. It
Yeah.
was chassis, but everything else in the car was brand new.
Gotcha.
We unloaded, we went out for practice, and I posted 4th fastest lap out of all of the competitors that were there.
Okay.
And pulled in the pits and went, why did we not do this
Yeah.
beginning of the season? The leaf springs, we kind of fought the leaf springs. I'm a 4-cylinder guy.
Oh,
so to make
okay.
the jump from 4 cylinders to the Pro Stock,
Pretty big
night
jump.
and day, and I'm trying to get rid of a lot of bad
Were you
habits.
front-wheel drive 4-cylinder?
Front-wheel drive
Well, so
4-cylinder.
yes, you had 2 things to overcome. Yeah. So instead of throwing the car, you had to kind of let it lead you in a little bit, right?
Well, the 4-cylinders, we could be very aggressive. We kind of figured them out to the point where we could just bury it into the turn, make it work. I try to drive the Pro Stock the same way, and especially when I track dry slicks, it doesn't work.
Right.
And Malta, for the most part this year, has been dry slick.
Oh, has it?
I have struggled all year long trying to figure it out. We made some progress 2 weeks ago. We found some issues with the car that we didn't know were issues until we talked to a carburetor guy. And we went to Fulton, and at the series race at Fulton, we had a great car.
Yeah.
The track was really dry slick, and I was able to control it just based off the fact that we made a few adjustments, that we just had things wrong with the car that we didn't know were wrong.
Wow. So we are learning and we are gaining.
We are.
Because nowadays you got to drive through that black. It's not like the old days where you're searching for brown and only running where the clay's not, it still has a little moisture in it. You have to do that nowadays, don't you?
Yeah. It's more of a, with the 4-cylinders, it was more of a, on the throttle, really hard, make the car turn.
Yeah.
With these, you have to finesse them. It's light on the throttle. It's a lot of throttle control with some tricks to the braking that we just, both of our systems in the car, our throttle was either on or off. We didn't have We didn't have enough play in the gas pedal.
Was it the way it was mounted or hanging or something, basically?
We mounted a gas pedal completely wrong.
I've heard that story before.
My entire crew, we're all 4-cylinder guys. We don't know the difference.
That's true, because in those, you're either off it or pretty much all the way on it and letting it pull you out of the corner. So it isn't. And a lot of guys tell me, too, that it takes a little bit to get used to trail braking, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, we do. I mean, in the 4-cylinders, we were 2-footing it. We were trailblazing.
Yeah, so
we
was
could
I.
steer the car with the brakes. In the
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
It's just it's complete opposite, and it's taken a lot of trying to get used to it. And then when you find a problem, you know, there were so many times that we were ready to quit. And then, you know, you find a problem, and all of a sudden we had one of the best races of our season.
Nice.
At Fulton. We finished 12th. It wasn't the result we wanted, but we had a...
No, but you felt the car. The car felt like it was doing what you wanted. And a lot of times results aren't as important as, I mean, I've had 4th places where you're like, man, it's still not there.
Yeah.
But sometimes at 10th place where you come through, pass some cars, and you feel good.
I think we had a 10,
you know?
I think we had a top 10 car easily.
Yeah.
We got involved in an incident and had a left rear flat earlier in the race. Had to kind of fight our way back, but we were competitively passing cars on the inside, the outside.
Okay.
Like the car was working better than it has all season.
Okay. So what would be a good Super Dirt Week for you?
Survival. You know, the first time here, I would like to take the car home the way it is. You know, be little bruises. I'm not too worried about it. But I'd like to take the car home and not have to rebuild it again for Charlotte.
Gotcha. So the big thing is to get a notebook, basically, and make this something we would do every year. So Charlotte is still something you're going to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
3 weeks?
It's the end of October, yeah.
Yeah,
it's Halloween weekend.
That's right, okay.
Yeah, we're taking 2 cars. I have another friend of ours has taken my backup car.
Okay.
So we're going down as a team. We're going to see what we can do in Charlotte.
That's
we
nice.
We had a great time last year. Didn't have the best results for the most part, but it was fun. We were with a bunch of guys that we knew from Albany Saratoga, and we just made the best of the weekend.
By the way, I got to thank Garofalo's Importing. They're not here today, but they will be here tomorrow. They've got a trailer set up on the backstretch behind the grandstand. And of course, Carlo Electric gave us a real cool side-by-side to run. I understand you have some folks that you need to say thanks to, too.
I do. Got to thank my business partner, Audra, my team at Michael's Automotive. Without them and all the hard work that they do.
Because they're working while you're here.
They're working while I'm here.
Exactly.
I wouldn't be able to do this.
Nice.
My sponsors, Pro Angle, Advanced Auto Parts, TechNet, Saratoga Honda, YS Converter Recycling. I think that's about it.
Okay. All right. Well, good to meet you. I appreciate Phil was one of the guys who reached out to me when I said, hey, it might rain tomorrow, so if you're around, make sure to look me up. He did that. So I appreciate that. Let's make sure we keep in touch, and hopefully maybe I'll interview you down on the track later this week.
That would be fantastic. Thank you.
Guys, make sure to subscribe. Turn on those notifications. Didn't get as much done today as we'd like, but we've got 3 busy days coming up to finish out Super Dirt Week.